So having this little tractor down is really a problem for me, and I already mentioned how I thought it was the governor and it wasn't, but in taking it apart like that, I discovered that the pulley, the keyway on this pulley is about gone. I'll take it out in the sun. And this is also damaged. So I think I'm going to try and TIG that. I bought a new pulley. See if I can get in the sun and we can see it. See it? It's about gone. I'm thinking maybe this went first, or this was bad to start with. I don't know. But it's really just, it's really messed up. So, anyway, I got a new part coming in for that. And I said the keyway is good on it. Oh gosh, do you think I could step on that stupid bee? It's a little far above the ground. Where's my swatter? Boom, boom, boom. Ah, I missed it. That was poor. Alright, so I'm going to try and TIG this, which I'm not a good welder. But I'm going to try it. It needs, and then I've got an example. This is what it needs to look like down here. So I'll clean that up a little bit, and then I'll just put some drops. I'll turn it horizontal, flat, and then I'll just put some drops in here with a TIG, which I won't do on camera. And then I'll have to clean it up with a grinder, of which I have several. I've been delaying this for about a week. And I think I'm going to try something. The new part came in, so here's the problem. This shaft here has been gummed up previously, so I wanted to rebuild that with TIG, and I don't know if that's really a good idea or not, for more than one reason. But one thing I'd like to point out, if you could see in there, that key, I wish they used a real key. That key is kind of, well, you can't, it looked to me like it was undercut. If I look at it with my direct eyes, it looks to me like it's undercut. And if you look on this, it's undercut. That is undercut. So, which to some extent that's neither here nor there, but I wish they just used a real key. But what they did, they just pressed this here. I don't know how they managed to get it undercut like that, but clearly they just pressed this here instead of using a key. Instead of cutting this, would have been more machine work, I suppose, to cut a key slot in there. But anyway, that's the new part. The old part, the thing is almost gone. So what I was going to try and do, this is not real TIG welding, but it's a TIG machine and a TIG gun. And I've got the gas even. And I'm just going to try and cut this with the torch as I go along, and see if I can just lay this filler metal, just lay it against this bolt. And if I can, that's what I'll do here. I'll just put that filler metal right there and just cut it with the flame. It's not real TIG welding, but one thing is, I don't absolutely positively need that to fuse, because it'll be trapped in there. If it's the right size and shape, it'll be trapped in there. and do what I need it to do. Well, it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. And actually, I don't know if that's even, it might just chip off. No, that's kind of, no, yeah, that didn't really work. It did not really work. And see, there's no gas. Those holes indicate no gas. Let me clean it up and see, try a little more traditional TIG methodology. Actually, the other ones, this one chipped off, but the other ones was fused. I had to cut them off. Actually, that's sort of what I want to do. If I could lay balls like that along this shaft, then I could grind it off and try and rebuild it. I guess I'll try it. So believe it or not, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. Incidentally too, I didn't want to get this shaft real hot. I need a little more on the end and a little more on the end, I think. Alright, now let's see if I can grind that down and make it work. One funny thing is I've got a built-in undercut. Believe it or not, this is better than I had hoped for. Oddly, it looks like this side got damaged. I didn't notice if this side was damaged before or not. It doesn't really matter. All the force is going this way, but one thing I wish I didn't have this hole right here. I got a hole here and a hole here, but I think I'm going to go with it. I think it's good enough, except I still have to grind it a little more to make it. It won't quite go on yet. And I need it to go on. And it has to go on when it's mounted underneath, so I can't just beat the crap out of it and get it on in this position. It looks pretty good. It's hard to tell. Looks like it might be a little pointy right along here. There's a little burr in there that's keeping this from sliding in. Might be, not the only thing, but it's on not the side that I worked on. See that little burr right there? I don't know if you could see it or not. It doesn't look very big. You probably, if you see it, you probably think, well, you're crazy. That's not what's doing it. But I bought this little file, smallest file I could get, triangular. I'm going to try and file that burr off. There, right there I can see it. I just about need a magnifying camera. Right there I can see it really good. It keeps getting bigger too as I try to shove it on. That took it off. Now let's see if it goes on any more than it did before. There's the line where it used to go on. Nope, doesn't go on anymore. I'm going to tap it. Let's see if we get another burr or what we get. If we get another burr or what we get. Let's see. I'm going to look on my own eyes. Goes on, it'll go on, it'll tap on now pretty good, snug. See that line to the right of the thing? It's hitting something right there, which should be right about here. Right in here, I need to grind down. So now it goes on a little farther. I need it to go almost to the wrench. So I keep getting closer. This is how far. First it was here, then here, then here, and this is how far I need to go. Yeah, I was able to tap it all the way home, so that's good enough. I haven't treated this job very good. There's my bolts to put the bolt through here, bolt the engine down. There's my bolt for this, for that thing I was just working on. Now I need the exhaust. Now the exhaust, I put the bolts back, or the nuts right there, but where's the exhaust pipe? I haven't done very well keeping everything tidy on this job because I don't know, the way it worked out, just the way it worked out. But let me re-emphasize one other thing. This is the best I ever hoped for. That's the best I ever dreamed of, really. That's what I wanted to do. I'm pretty proud of myself, really. This is something I don't remember ever seeing before. When I went to clean these bolts up, you can hardly see it just looking at it. But when you run your fingers around it like this, you can tell it's not round, it's triangular. You can kind of see there on the very point of it how it's kind of triangular. That's odd. I think I'm back in business, except I need to find that air filter. It's around here somewhere. Put 2 quarts of oil. I use that. 2 quarts of that. 3614 filter. And Chinese carburetor slapped on there. Took about 10 seconds to tell you if you got the right part. It took a little more than 10 seconds, but not too bad. If you got the right part, and then you gotta choke it. It likes to be choked. Not going. I guess I need to hook up that belt different. Maybe I didn't hook it up. I thought I did. It's not going, but I'll get it. I'll get it. You know, one thing I was wondering about, you don't know if it's pumping oil. There's no oil pressure sender. There's no idiot light. You just gotta believe it's pumping oil. The other thing is, it always drives me crazy. This, I'll let it shut off, I think. Now that might be full of fuel. I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's see. Well, I'm too light. One thing that drives me crazy about this, that fuel filter. See how it's got an air bubble in it? That drives me crazy. Oh, something's burning. Something's burning. So, one thing is there might be oil. There's probably oil down in that because I had it turned every which way. And another thing, mice build their nest in there sometimes. But I don't see any. Anyway, what I was going to say about this oil filter is that it's not gravity. That fuel pump sucks the oil. But I bought a fuel pump too, but I don't know where it is, but I guess that one works, so. But, what was I going to say? I just got to hook that belt up and then it'll be ready to go, I'm sure. And I'll tell you what, I need this thing because this is how I run around this place without walking, avoiding walking. Plus I mow with it. Plus I like to I can use that bigger tractor to mow and stuff, but I like the light. I don't like to have that big tractor, you know, heavy on the lawn and stuff. I figured out the problem. I had this thing pulled out because I was, you know, pushing it by hand to get it in here. If you want to drive it, you got to push it in like that. Oh yeah. You know, I really made a couple of mistakes on this job. One was I thought it was the governor, but that enabled me to realize that I needed to work on the pulley, drive pulley. So actually, that kind of worked out for the best. Another mistake I made, though, was I bought a fuel pump for it, and it really apparently doesn't need a fuel pump. I mean, I don't know. They say you replace it pretty often, and like I said, like I mentioned, I've always been suspicious when there's a little bit of air in that filter, but then again, it's not gravity feed to the pump. The pump sucks it, so I don't know. I kind of don't totally understand that. Was there anything else I did wrong? Oh, it might not be 2 quarts. I think it might be a quart and a half, because I looked at another guy's YouTube and he said 2 quarts, but I only put in a quart and a half. Look, it's smoking a little bit. Well, it's probably because I had the thing turned upside down and every which way. So, you know, what you can do, if you like this video, you can like, and if you want to comment. I get very few likes and very few comments. I get views, not a lot, but, you know, some. But I wouldn't mind seeing some likes and some comments. And I get subscribers, too.